long before the roads were carved into the earth, before iron roofs replaced thatch, and before the nights were drowned in noise and light, there existed a village called Zalima. Zalima lay where the red soil met tall grasses that bent like elders in prayer. Palm trees circled the village as though guarding it, and beyond them stretched a forest so deep and old that even the wind entered it carefully. The people of Zalima believed the land was alive. Not alive like animals or men, but alive with memory. In Zalima, nothing was done without meaning. Children greeted elders with bowed heads. Hunters asked permission before entering the forest. Farmers poured a little water onto the soil before planting, thanking the earth for receiving seed. Every act carried respect, because the people believed that what you ignore today may return tomorrow with a voice. At the very heart of Zalima stood the drum. It rested beneath a wide baobab tree whose roots rose from the ground like sleeping serpents. The drum was enormous, taller than a child, wide enough that the men could not wrap their arms around it. Its surface was darkened with age, stretched with animal skin that bore faint symbols etched long ago by hands no longer remembered. No one knew who made the drum. No one knew how old it was. But everyone knew its rule. The drum must never be beaten at night, Tokoma. Not during festivals. Not during mourning. Not even during war. During the day, the drum was sometimes used carefully, respectfully to announce gatherings or celebrations. But when the sun fell and shadows stretched long across the village, the drum was left alone. Children were warned not to touch it. Mothers hushed crying babies near it. Even drunk men lowered their voices when passing by the baobab tree. The elders said the drum did not like careless noise. If it speaks at night, they taught, then something buried has begun to wake. Among the many children of Zalima was a boy named Tano. Tano was not wicked. He was not cruel. But he carried within him a fire that refused to sit still. While other boys listened, Tano questioned. While others obeyed, Tano challenged. He was strong, fast, and clever, and he knew it. When elders spoke of spirits, Tano smiled politely, but rolled his eyes when they turned away. When warned about traditions, he nodded but whispered jokes to his friends afterward. These stories are for children, he often said. We are growing into men. His friends admired his boldness. Some feared it. Others followed it. Tano believed the village lived in fear of shadows. He believed knowledge should be touched, tested, and challenged. And above all, he believed nothing bad would happen to him. One night, when the moon hid behind thick clouds and the stars seemed to blink away, Tano and a group of youths gathered near the village square. There was laughter, daring glances, whispered challenges. Someone pointed toward the baobab tree. The drum, a voice said quietly. Silence followed. No one has beaten it at night, another whispered. That's because they're afraid, Tano replied. A nervous laugh rippled through the group. Just once, someone dared. Just a soft beat. Tano hesitated. Not because he feared the drum, but because he wanted witnesses. Slowly, deliberately, he walked toward it. The air felt heavy. Crickets stopped singing. Even the wind seemed to pull back. Tano raised his hand and struck. The sound did not echo. It sank It traveled downward into the soil, into the roots of the baobab, into places no one could see. The ground shuddered. Dogs began to howl from distant compounds. Fires flickered as though disturbed by unseen breath. The youths stepped back, fear tightening their throats. Then came a second sound. Not a beat. A whisper. The drum had not spoken in words but in memories. That night, the village slept but not peacefully. Men dreamed of brothers they had cheated. Women dreamed of words they had swallowed for years. Elders dreamed of decisions they had buried under silence. Children woke crying, speaking names they had never been told. By morning, Zalima felt different. Neighbors argued over old boundaries. Friends accused each other of long-forgotten betrayals. A man refused to greet his brother. A woman wept over a wrong committed decades ago. And as night fell again, boom, the drum beat itself. Once, twice, 3 times. Each beat peeled back another layer of truth. The elders gathered beneath the baobab tree. Their faces were heavy. The drum has awakened, the oldest among them said, and it will not sleep until the truth is faced. They did not ask who beat it. Tano was brought forward. His pride had vanished, replaced by trembling hands and dry lips. You woke what we protected, the chief said calmly. Now you must calm it. No chains were used. No shouting followed. Only silence. Tano was sent into the forest alone to seek, the spirit bound to the drum. If you return without wisdom, the elder warned, do not return at all. The forest swallowed Tano whole. Days passed. Hunger weakened him. Fear followed him like a shadow. At night, whispers curled through the trees, speaking his name. On the 4th night, he reached a clearing where an old woman sat by a fire. You beat the drum, she said, without looking at him. I didn't understand, Tano whispered. The woman finally turned. Understanding is not the same as listening, she replied. She told him the truth. The drum was created to hold truths the people feared to face. When ignored too long, it demanded voice. To silence it, she said, you must return and speak not with pride, not with defense, but with honesty. Tano returned. Before the entire village, he spoke. He confessed his disrespect, his arrogance, his belief that tradition was weakness. Others followed. Secrets surfaced. Tears fell. Forgiveness was asked and given. That night, the drum was silent. Zalima healed slowly. And Tano, he became a man known not for speech, but for listening. And so the elders taught their children, silence is not emptiness. Tradition is not ignorance. And some voices awaken only when ignored too long.